Hello, Africa. My name is Eunice Tornyi, and this is eTVGhana's African Women's Voices Show, the show that tackles issues pertaining to women as they contribute to national development. How have you been? It's good to see you once again. And if you're yet to log on to our eTV Facebook page, please do that right away and send the link to your friends for them to get to know that even though we are broadcasting live on TV, we are also streaming live on Facebook at eTVGhana. Okay? Sure. So this show is proudly brought to you by very special brands, and I'll always be grateful for their support. First on the list is Chanashito. Chanashito is Ghana's #1 pepper sauce, and if you've not tried it, I really need you to move right now to the nearest mart to ask for Chanashito. The beautiful thing about Chanashito is that she's got it in various variants. So if you want it really mild or hot and spicy, she can satisfy that need of yours. And my favorite is Chanashito and fried egg. Oh, it's delicious. Lizzie's Tomato Mix is also sponsoring this program, and with Lizzie's Tomato Mix, your jollof rice, your stews, your nkatenkwan, your abenkwan, whatever delicacy you want to put together that needs you to add tomatoes, you definitely would enjoy it. Lizzie's Tomato Mix is also very, very affordable, and once you put it together in the meal you're preparing for the family, they will be able to know that, okay, today, mommy, auntie, sister, your food is really tasting different. Thank you so much, Lizzie's Tomato Mix, for always supporting eTVGhana's African Women's Voices show. And my lovely costume, I am really liking the combination of the African print and the jean. It was probably put together by Afariwa Styles. Afariwa Styles can't be located physically at Osu or along the Teshinungwa Road at Container Bus Stop precisely. If you want ready-made outfits for ladies and gentlemen, you should be thinking about Afariwa Styles. She's also got gift vouchers, and you know Mother's Day is coming. So you would want to get someone something that the person will love. Get the person Afariwa Styles gift voucher. And you don't have to go through the hassle of, okay, what color, what will fit. With the voucher, the person just walks into Afariwa Styles, fits it, and then they move, and you've saved them time and also giving them the opportunity to be able to choose exactly what it is that they want. Afariwa Styles, if you don't go there this time around there for Mother's Day, you're missing. Just go over to her and she will sort you out. And oh, my hair, I'm loving the feel. I love everything about it. It was put together by Awo's Hair. You can locate her on Instagram and on Facebook at Awo's Hair. Awo, people are really loving their hair. The comments I'm receiving already concerning the hair is not bad at all. So please, I need you to get in touch with Awo's Hair, and she will do something as nice or even better for you, okay? So as usual, we'll always link you up with stories about what's happening with women in Ghana and across the world. And that's where we have the 60 seconds update segment. So please do stay tuned as you bring you that.
The acting director in charge of the Western Corridor at the Ghana Standards Authority, Jessica Nkansa, has revealed that standards have been harmonized across the African continent in the wake of implementation of AfCFTA in order to facilitate trade among party states. The head of the competent authority for fish and fishery products at the Ghana Standard Authority, Jessica Nkansa, revealed that some product lines that until now did not have existing standards in party states before coming into operation of the free trade agreement had to adopt international standards which would be accepted and harmonized at the African regional level as well as the sub-regional level. The executive director of the Ghana Enterprises Agency, Kwasi Yankee Aye, has hinted that the activities of the new entity will rely significantly on information technology. Speaking in an interview, she indicated that technology will play a critical role in the delivery of its support services for MSMEs, especially as the country works its way to recovery following the COVID-19 pandemic. The Ghana Enterprises Agency bill, which was passed recently, converted to the National Board for Skill for Small Industries into an agency to oversee, coordinate, promote, and develop micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs. Actress Yvonne Okoro has revealed that no amount of pressure from social media or friends would move her to get married. In an interview with one of the reputable stations in Ghana, the beautiful actress said the rate at which divorce in the country is very high, and in order not to add up to the numbers, it was the best take for her to marry the right man. The actress is one of the female celebrities who face constant questions from followers and fans on social media as well as interviews on when she will settle down. Asked whether men come her way, she said yes, but was careful who she gave her heart to.
You're welcome back to eTVGhana's African Women's Voices show. So today, most of us here in Ghana heard the news about Mikwa Pimpolo being granted bail, and questions kept pouring in. People wanted to understand what it actually meant for her to have received bail. So we reached out to one of our lawyers that's always been on eTVGhana's African Women's Voices show. She's in the person of Nana Adjoa Adobia Asante. And she is a lawyer and a social development activist. She's also the former spokesperson and member of Nana Addo Dankwa's legal team for the election petition. So she explained it for us to better understand it. So if we can link to that footage so that we understand better what the bail means.
Bail pending appeal means that she is free from prison custody and can freely move about without any fear of being restricted. It means that pending the determination of her matter, which is to ask the court, to request the court to take a second look at her sentencing, she will not be in prison custody. And the reason or the rationale behind this is to avoid a person who is convicted but has appealed to prevent such a person from serving the full sentence when there is an appeal. Because if the appeal overturns the sentence, for instance, then it will be rendered moot if she was not granted bail pending appeal. So that is the meaning of bail pending appeal, and it just means that pending her appeal, she is on bail, and as such she can freely move about and will not be in prison custody. The rationale behind this, as I have said, is clear. However, there are certain conditions to it. So, for instance, she would have to deposit her passport to avoid her being able to travel outside the country. She will also have to report to the investigator on a periodic basis to ensure or to show that she is still in the country and she has not fled or absconded. So that is the meaning of bail pending appeal, and we wish her all the best.
Thank you very much, Adobia. But in some cases, some people will say that, oh, I was ignorant of the law and I never understood that this were the, things I was going to suffer if I should do certain things like this. What would you be saying to Ghanaians who come out with such statements about not being, aware of certain things? Could we hear the advice you had for us?
To my fellow Ghanaians, I would say ignorance of the law is no excuse. And when the law catches up with you, it is only you are to duly satisfy yourself with the defense, satisfy the court with the defense. And where you plead guilty, as was done in this instance, there are certain, it is a mitigating factor to even plead guilty and not waste the court's time. There are also certain aggravating factors that the court also takes into account. The court in its judgment stated that it took into account the fact that she is a mother, that she's the sole breadwinner. The court also took into account the moral compass of the Ghanaian society. Based on all these factors, the court took a decision. It is our duty to respect the decision of the court. We can criticize, but criticize respectfully. Also speak from an informed position than an uninformed position, because ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Very much, Adobia. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. And coming back to the studios, I would like to say that our guest, Comfort Ocran, is really in. And she's sitting by me. I'm going to be introducing her to you. And as usual, you know, we do our little drum roll thing where we introduce people. So ladies and gentlemen, join me as we make welcome Comfort Ocran.
Thank you. We are dancing in the studio as well.
Thank you so much. And I am loving the new you. The hair. I'm also doing likewise, you know. I mean,
we are rocking.
We are rocking it together. Wow. So how has your week been so far?
It's been exciting. Exciting because I just couldn't wait to be on the show today to interact with you as well as with your lovely listeners and viewers. And so I was really, really looking forward. And thank you so much for sending us the invitation that I should come today.
We are so grateful. And you know what, Ghanaians, whenever we hear Comfort Ocran, we always think about Springboard. Springboard, you know, they are the ones who always organize the virtual university, the core sessions, and so many other things that empower the youth. So I really would like to talk to her about it before we delve into the topic that we told you about, which has to do with how your personal brand can affect your business as a woman. And we all want our businesses to prosper as women. But before we delve in there, let's just have a little bit of chat, you know, with her around Springboard. Okay, so how has it been so far with having to organize all these things, you know, to empower the youth, and even in the midst of COVID-19? How has it been?
It's been amazing. It's been it's one that has been, you've had to stretch yourself to say, how can I get this thing to get the kind of impact I wanted to have? But most importantly, it's been very, extremely rewarding.
Awesome.
You know, it's one thing hearing there's an issue in town, or there's an issue in the world, outside the world. And we've had issues like Ebola. We've heard about different problems that are SARS, and you hear it is in some other parts of the world. You pray for them that they will do well. I mean, that they will be able to overcome it. But you never see it coming to us. Then all of a sudden we are thrown into this COVID-19 turbulence, and we had to survive. And luckily in that quest, the Springboard Roadshow approached MasterCard because they were then launching a COVID-19 recovery and resilience program. So we approached them to see if there was a possibility of we running something in Ghana here. And they agreed to our program. So we run an e-learning, e-mentoring, and e-counseling platform. And based on our research, we realized that that was the first time the combination of these three platforms are being used to engender. Sometimes you have them learning, or you have mentoring, or you have counseling. But merging all three is a new form, and it was very, very impactful. At the end of it, we're privileged to have, we have the privilege of working with even the YFM,
okay.
You know, yes.
Yeah,
so
our sister station.
Yes, your sister station. And in the end, according to a report that an independent body carried out, we're able to reach approximately 3 million people on a monthly basis, and running from July to December. So I must say that even though COVID-19 was something that we had never thought of, and we didn't even know how to respond to it, based on looking into the crystal ball, we're able to come up with something that was very, very needed at that time. What was most relevant to me was the messages we were receiving. You know how we receive the text message on the WhatsApp line, how you feel very, very elated. Yes. And these were messages that were saying that, oh, I thought the end, my world had ended. But based on the core program, I now feel that I can go for it. I thought there was no money to be made, but based on the core program, you know, I lost my business. I listened to the lessons, or either online at thecore.com.gh or on our Facebook wall, and based on that, or I listened to the hangout And based on that, and I was suicidal. And indeed, we did have people who were suicidal. But based on the counseling program, they suddenly felt the world was such a beautiful place. And so I just can't say enough how much Springboard has been able to reach out even further than we had even envisaged previously, based on the core program and other programs that we ran last year.
Awesome. People, I also want you to know that when Comfort is saying what she's saying, she's not just saying it because she wants you to feel good. It's actually true because I'm one of the mentors on the platforms.
Oh, fantastic.
And yeah.
Yes, I found out today. Yeah, because it was an counseling or mentoring, so you never met your mentors.
Yes.
Yes, you were one of the mentors, and you know, they would come and they'll say, wow, our mentor really spoke to us today. And you were with the
TV broadcast.
Yes, yes. You know, and you played a significant role.
Thank you so much. Shout out to the TV broadcasting platform of Core. I know most of them are watching, and yes, it's been an awesome time, and we still keep meeting, and it's still really wonderful.
Yes, you know, and that's where the program makes me very, very, very happy, because the program technically has ended, but the mentoring platform is still running.
It's ongoing.
Those who want to do the agribusiness, those who want to do TV broadcasts, those who want to do different things are having the opportunity to do it. And it's because of people like you, who, even though you said, no, we are not stopping, we are going ahead.
Yes.
You make
thank
it
you for giving us the opportunity, because it was really good to give back to people what we've learned. And you also made it happen. Thank you so much. You know, the beautiful thing about the mentoring that is going on is that this month is GMABC's Tech Month. So we're talking about technology and digital services and all of that. And sitting right here is somebody who has made good use of digital services or digital platforms to be able to get people empowered. And she's telling you how many people they were able to reach. Over 3 million people. That is amazing. So when we are talking about Tech Month in GMABC and how you need to associate with technology, understand that really it is the new thing that is happening right now. So this new media, you need to tap into that space. And if you want us to help you tap into that space, please give us a call and we'll make that happen for you. All right, so coming back to you know, yourself and Albert, on what principles did you just look and then you say, okay, we want to anchor, you know, our foundation on? Every time I hear about health, could you explain to people what health actually is when it comes to your principles? Well,
you know, many, many years ago, I think it was in the year, I think it would be around 2004, 2005. And that was when we were doing combat impressions and things. People were really asking us, how are we doing it? And that is where that's what brought even Springboard into being, or Legacy and Legacy. And we're having to go to places, different places, and talk about our strategies, what was working, what we think somebody else could do in their business, you know, and so on and so forth. And then Albert said, well, let's go and pray. I mean, we always pray together every now. I mean, we pray together. So we went to the Achimota Forest. That was when Achimota Forest was Achimota Forest. Recently, I did go there. It's still Achimota Forest. But we went to pray in the forest. And that day, his prayer topic for that day was, keep me humble, Lord. Keep me humble, Lord. Keep me humble. And I was wondering, why would you even bother yourself praying about humility? Isn't it a given that everybody's humble? But I realized that he was struggling with that, or he felt it was something that he needed a solution to, because he's seen the heights that some people get to, and then they are no longer relevant to the people who they are supposed to serve. So therefore, keep me humble. So humility is one of our core values. That whatever, no matter how high you go, you should still be able to hold your bag. No matter how high you go, no matter whether you become the UN Secretary General or anything, you should still be able to relate to whether it is the young person at the roadside who asks you for money, even if you don't want to give the person money, there's no need for you to do and that kind of stuff. You know, you should still be able to relate to anybody, anywhere, no matter the person's circumstances. So humility is one core value that we as a brand, we as individuals, we believe in so strongly.
Okay, so that's what the H actually represents.
That is what H represents,
okay.
humility.
And the E?
The E is for exemplary leadership.
Okay.
In our quest to influence others, we must first learn to influence ourselves. And that individual influence is where you are able to say, I want to, you set yourself a goal, you set yourself your vision, you set yourselves certain things, certain core traits that you will not do, you will not cross. And that is where you set yourself as a leader that others will follow if you are doing the right thing. Okay. So it's not for you to say that, oh, you do it and you are not doing it. So as an exemplary leader, you must be able to hold yourself accountable. Apart from that, exemplary leadership implies service.
Okay.
That service implies that everywhere that you go, you find out, where can I be of service to you? How can I help you? That is exemplary leadership. Exemplary leadership does not mean you lord it over people. So that's number 2. Exemplary leadership.
And then the L.
The L is development.
Okay.
Because, hey, when we look at who we are and we look at what there is to do, we cannot bridge the gap between one area, one level to the other level without building something in ourselves. So we need to develop ourselves.
Okay, so humility, exemplary leadership, development.
Yeah.
Awesome. We'll be going for a quick commercial break. When we return, we'll go into what personal branding can do for us as business women. Do not go away. Okay, you're welcome back to eTVGhana's African Women's Voices show. We're going to be talking personal branding now. So, Comfort, would you say that personal branding starts from when one is born? Because sometimes people feel that personal brand has to do with someone's personality. Maybe as you're growing up, if you grow up in a family where maybe people are always scolding you and shutting you down, it affects your personal branding, you know. So we need to clarify that. Would you say that personal branding starts from when you're born?
Well, it may influence your brand. I mean, that means your nurturing may influence your brand. But the thing is, once you become aware that there's a concept called personal branding. What is personal branding? It's basically what people perceive you, what kind of value you bring to the table, okay? How people perceive you. So then I'm saying perceive, and I'm stressing perceive because perception is always, or sometimes, different from reality. So therefore, if people perceive you to be somebody who acts on, somebody who is fun, someone who is a deep thinker, somebody who you can easily give a concept to, and you develop a whole product out of it. Or maybe you're somebody who's a systems thinker. It doesn't matter what kind of personality you are. Depending on what people perceive you to, the kind of value they give to you, you give to them or you give to people, that is your brand. Therefore, you may have been brought up in a particular way, and you may be used to a particular way of doing things. But if you realize that what you want your brand to represent is different from what you have presently, it's possible to change that brand. So yes, nurturing does play a role, but it's not the whole story. Okay. The story can be amended. The story, that brand can be cultivated. That brand can be put together, you know. And how do we do that? And I think that is what we'll spend the rest of the program
discussing. All right. So before I get to the rest of the questions, I have a message for you from GBA 2020. That's Ghana Beverage Awards, and it says, when you have a reason to celebrate, which is your go-to beverage? Spirits, liquor, energy drinks, wine, water? This year, on Saturday, 24th April 2021, join Global Media Alliance as we reward and recognize outstanding beverage companies at the Ghana Beverage Awards 2020. Who takes home the most prestigious award of the night, the Product of the Year? This event will be broadcast live on eTVGhana, City TV, and on the Ghana Beverage Awards Facebook page at 6 p.m. Ghana Beverage Awards is in partnership with Ghana Tourism Authority, Food and Beverage Association of Ghana, Food Research Institute, CSIR, Consumer Protection Agency, and our media partners include eTVGhana, City TV, Happy FM, YFM, City FM, Business Zone Online, and B&FT. For more details, visit www.ghanabeverageawards.com. Ghana Beverage Awards, inspiring excellence in Ghana's beverage industry. All right, so we're going back to the conversation. So I just was going to ask a question around if you've made a mistake somehow, okay, maybe as you were growing up, because you said that growing up, you know, you could be influenced in such a way that it could affect your personal branding. And let's say because you never thought about personal branding as a mature person, people knew you in school or in clubs as somebody who had anger issues, somebody who was not a team player. And it has stayed with you, or it has stayed in the minds of the people you grew up with. And some years down the line, they may still have that perception of you in their minds. And here you are today, you now understand what personal brand is. You are no longer the person who used to have anger issues. You have been able to work on yourself to be able to work better in a team. But somebody who knew you years ago still feels the same way. So maybe sometimes an opportunity comes your way and the person has got the chance to say something in your favor. And then the person goes like, what? This person, I know her. You have no idea of who this person is. How do we work something like this out? In the past, you were like this. Today, you've changed. And you have a better personal brand. How do we get people to understand that this was where I was and this is where I am now? You need to really take me for who I am now. How do we do that?
Right. Very, very, very relevant question. But if you don't mind, I'll do it in two parts.
Okay.
The first part, I'll say that any personal brand must have three main aspects. The first is that you must be clear about who you are in terms of your values, in terms of your core qualities, in terms of what value you bring to the table. The values in this case are your core values, but what do you bring to the table, your professionalism. So you must be clear about what you represent, what you bring to the table. For instance, if we take any bottle of water, you talked about beverages.
Yeah.
if you take any bottle of water, depending on the brand that you have, you can say this one has a slightly salty taste. This one is fresh. This one, different brands, depending on what the value you perceive it to have. And therefore, you too, when you come to the table, what do you bring to the table? Your makeup artist, for instance, did a fantastic job. So you know when you bring hair to the, should I mention her name? No. When you bring hair on board, you're going to get makeup that makes you look natural. You know, there are those that give you the dramatic look. There are those makeup artists that give you a somber look. So every person has that value, and that is what does your personal brand come with.
Okay.
The other one is your competence. How professional are you? When they ask you to come, will you be able to do the makeup because you started on the makeup angle, you're staying on the makeup. Will you be able to do that makeup in, let's say, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or will you dilly-dally after 4 hours and the person is supposed to have gone for the program, you are still now putting on the eyelashes, right? So then you are not professional. You don't have the mental, the physical, the social, and even the spiritual part of you put together. So it's about identifying who you are. It's about identifying what those things that you have. And finally, how you communicate your brand excellence or what you give to the public. Because you may be good, and this is where the person who may have had a bad past and has worked on him or herself and is now a rebranded person. The person has yet communicated to her publics or his publics. Since we are mainly talking to ladies today, let's say her publics about the new you. And don't forget, you may communicate all that you want, but if the person's perception or emotion about you is still negative, you would need to work on it. It doesn't happen overnight. And so at this moment, I also like to take a moment to talk about our online branding processes.
Okay.
Because sometimes the way we appear online is not very, very helpful.
I think I really would like to talk about the online part right after this break. When we come back, people will definitely want to hear about it, because I want to hear about it too, so that I know if I'm projecting myself the way I should or not. So do stay tuned. You're welcome back to eTVGhana's African Women's Voices show. We have a message from Christian Connect. It says, deep discussions on biblical teachings, the latest news from the gospel music industry, Bible quizzes, updates on trending Christian movies are the order of the day on the Christian Connect show, starting on the 25th of April 2021 on eTVGhana at 4 p.m. It's going to be hosted by seasoned journalist Paul Anoma Kodie. The Christian Connect show will also highlight key places in the Bible and also give viewers and churches the opportunity to share their church news and event information on Sundays at 4 p.m. Tune in every Sunday starting from the 25th of April 2021 and watch the Christian Connect show with Paul Anoma Kodie only on eTVGhana, and it's also on channel 177 and 815 on GoTV. eTVGhana, your world of quality entertainment. So just before we went on the break, we were going to talk about what people are doing to their brands online. And I'd like her to take it away from there. Okay, Comfort, talk to us.
Well, you see, our online presence, whether it is Twitter, whether it is Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whichever social, MySpace, whichever social media brand that you use, and you have a presence there, it reflects who you are. You are communicating who you are. You remember that we talk about the fact that every brand should have 3 key elements: be clear about who you are, be confident about what you do, and you must communicate. And your communication is what goes on just by the way you walk. So then you see somebody who is slouching. So you see somebody slouch who is walking. You feel that the person, if there's a weight on the person's shoulder, the person is a slow person.
Now that you talked about slouching, I want to sit up.
Yes, it's almost an automatic thing. You know, the person that is either non-confident, or maybe the person is a slow person, or the person doesn't know what he or she is doing. So just by your body language, you communicate, and also, of course, by our voices. Now, our voice on social media are the things that we post: our pictures, our thoughts, our emotions, our very, very raw emotions. Now, somebody who just speaks, quote unquote, anyhow on social media sends the signal that he or she does not know how to check what he is doing, or he or she is doing on air. So the way you write those posts can either augment or help you build a good brand or a bad brand. The thing that you must be posting regularly on your non-corporate page should be something that must help you in your corporate world. And therefore, if you put postings that does not help you in your corporate world, you are hurting yourself. And believe it or not, maybe you will not see the effects now, but in 5 years, in 10 years, when you have risen to another level, and you are now in a high position. Somebody brings a posting that you posted about 9 or 10 years ago and says, is this the person that you want him or her to represent our brand? No. Meanwhile, you did this 10 years ago when you were a teenager, or maybe when you were a young adult. Now you are ready, you've changed. So in that space, as much as possible, I would encourage our listeners, our viewers, that whatever you do, watch what you post online. Even if it's a line, one line, it can come back to hurt you. I recently heard about a young lady who had been appointed as a chief, marketing officer or something of one of these international global brands. She posted, she tweeted, yes, I'm really looking forward to my new job. And then somebody brought a tweet that she had done about 10 years ago when she was a teenager. And based on that tweet, the company had to let her go.
Wow, she lost the job.
She lost her job. I'm not kidding. It happens, and it still does. When I am getting somebody into the organization, I always check on their social media posting. How do they post? Because I don't want somebody's brand, personal brand. You say it's your personal brand, fantastic. But if so far as what you post will have a negative influence on my corporate brand, no. Whatever you want to have a positive influence. Influencer. Why do we have influencers? Because we believe they help push brands. So you want to be associated with a positive brand that would help promote your corporate image well. So let's watch what we post online.
Okay.
Now and forever. Say amen.
Amen. That's amazing. Thank you so much for letting us know that what we post now could later come in future to bite us. I like to go on Facebook as usual. I like to acknowledge those of you who are watching us from all over the world. And first of all, well, we have a sweet message here from Albert Ocran.
Hi.
He says, interesting conversation. I love the competence bit. Thank you so much, Albert, for the comments. We appreciate you. And then I have seen a lot of waves from across the world, and I'm going to recognize some of you. I see a wave from United Kingdom. Ezinwanne Okereke say, I am loving the show. I love this comfort lady. She's so cool. Okay, all right. Thank you, Ezinwanne. I also see another wave from Japan. I see you from Australia. I see another wave from Malaysia, from Canada. Thank you so much for joining eTVGhana's African Women's Voices show. I also see you from Togo, from Guinea. I see you from Sierra Leone. I see all your waves. Thank you so much. You're all watching and enjoying Comfort Ocran. Okay, so let me come down to Ghana and see who is waving at us as usual. Tamale has taken the lead again. Last week, Tamale, you lost out. Accra was able to send in their first wave, but I see you're back. You're back. Thank you so much. So we have people waving at us from Tamale, from Cape Coast, from Takrady, from Sunyani, from, okay, where again? Okay, you say from Central Region, that's the same way. Okay, Arad Cape Coast there. I see from Axim. Thank you so much. You say you're waving at us from Kotokraba. Thank you so much. Somebody is waving from Pokwase, from Ashalibotre, from Medina. Thank you. You're all watching us, and I'm sure you're enjoying Comfort Ocran. She is telling us how our personal brand can affect our business. A lot of times people overlook certain things, but she's saying today that even something as little as what you post on social media can unmake you so many years to come. So whatever it is that you've posted, if you feel that in some years to come it wouldn't make you proud, you probably have to delete it now. Even though it's said that the internet never forgets, at least make a move.
An effort.
Yeah.
An effort.
Make
an
effort.
effort.
Okay.
And just delete it, you know. And then maybe if the brand was really one that was very in your face, you know, very antagonistic, maybe you may decide that you may pull down that whole phase. I mean, let it go off and then build a new
page. Okay. All right, so that's really good. A lot of us as business people somehow are not comfortable with having to pull down a particular page. But you need to do that if you want to be able to present yourself as somebody who is professional, who wants to communicate clearly, and who wants everyone to know you for who you are. And you want to project that positive image about yourself. So please pull it down if that is what it takes.
Yes.
We'll go for our final commercial break. When we return, Comfort is going to be doing something new on eTVGhana, and we would like to tell you about it. Do not go away. You're welcome back to eTVGhana's African Women's Voices show. I told you that Comfort is going to be doing something on eTVGhana, and I want to break that news for you. You may have seen the commercials, but I'm breaking it on African Women's Voices show. Okay, so Comfort Ocran is live on eTVGhana starting Sunday, the 25th of April, 2021. eTVGhana, in partnership with the Springboard Roadshow Foundation, brings you the Springboard Hangout show, hosted by Comfort Ocran from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. The Springboard Hangout is an interactive youth development show aimed at equipping the youth to remain relevant in this fast-paced and technology-driven world. Tips on entrepreneurship, how to have multiple income streams, finance, investment will be shared in a fun-filled way. Watch the Springboard Hangout show hosted by Comfort Ocran every Sunday at 5 p.m. starting from the 25th of April 2021 only on eTVGhana and channels 177 or 815 on GoTV. eTVGhana, your world of quality entertainment. So come Sunday, you begin to watch Comfort on eTVGhana as she presents to you lots and lots of topics around investment and youth empowerment in fun-filled ways. But you still have something to say to us about how we are able to project our personal brand and how that could even affect our business opportunities. Please take it away now.
Yeah, I was just going to add that one of the things that hurts an individual is the way you project yourself in terms of the way you communicate. Now, this communication, we look at the online communication, now your verbal communication can also hurt you. For instance, if you should, or even your physical communication as well, in terms of the way you dress. So if you should open that door over there and someone is standing outside and the person is dressed totally disheveled, the person asks you that, I want to come into your house. You look at the person, you say, are you for real? No way. And that is how, if we don't dress well, in terms of, depend on where we work, putting on a professional look, you sell yourself short. If a doctor should come to you, and unfortunately the doctor doesn't have that white coat on, even though the person may be the most qualified in the world, you still doubt, or even the stethoscope. So what you look out for is the stethoscope and then the gown. So those are the two that tell you that, oh, this person is a professional. So the person says, oh, lift your head up, then you lift your head. You do anything the person wants because you perceive the person as professional. And in addition to what you wear, the way you eat can either let people bring you into their space or sack you.
The way we eat.
The way we eat. Have you seen somebody sitting at the table, maybe especially when we have the buffet, and then especially the young people, they go to the buffet, and because the buffet is there, you're supposed to take as much as you would like. So they do take as much as they like.
They
so
fill out the plate.
They heap the plate, and then you see 7 young men coming out together with a mountain in front of them. You are like, and then they'll tell you it's not by might. It's not by power, but they'll complain that, but we all know we have food in the house. So when we go out to eat, I would like to encourage our listeners today, take just reasonable portions. And reasonable portions, just maybe maximum two scoops of a particular meal. Don't mix everything up. Sometimes you see the okra stew with the rice, with the chicken stew, and you're like,
and the samosa,
and
both fruits,
everything together. They are having shemgum potogum. This is not the place. When you're going to just take one meal at a time. You see, by the time I go back, the meal is finished. So what? You don't have gari in your house. You do have gari in your house. So take just a small portion when you go to the table, take your fork and knife. If you don't really know how to use the various instruments, go to YouTube. You are watching us today. That means that you are digitally savvy. Go to YouTube. You see that you would have two knives two knives to your right. You have your forks to your left. You take the outermost, depending on which type of meal you are eating, whether it's a salad, whether it's a soup, and so on and so forth. Learn all that. So when you get to the table, you can use the appropriate stool. You say, but me, I'm a Ghanaian, I use with my hands. It's not always that you would get the opportunity to eat with your hands. So you prepare yourself. When that place comes, you are relevant to your workplace. Otherwise, your workplace cannot send you out because you will not do too well when you are outside. So let's watch the way we eat, the way we present ourselves in terms of what we wear. Let's reduce the tight clothes and, you know, shoes that you are tripping over. For the ladies, let's look at our socks. Let our socks be type that the socks doesn't have holes in it, or the socks is high enough that it will cover your legs. Your trousers must be long enough. Your what do you call it? The wrists of your suit should not be too high,
yeah,
too long.
Sometimes you find it somewhere around here.
Yes, that means that it's bigger than you. I beg, either take it to the tailor, to the person, stitch a little bit of it, or if you can't go to the tailor, buy another one.
Okay.
Okay. And your tie, make sure that your tie is well knotted. Your body odor.
Okay. You need to smell good.
You need to smell good. And smelling good doesn't mean go and buy perfume that you can't afford to buy. But just using just ordinary lime is more than enough to take care of any bad body odor. I actually have a true story of a driver who lost the opportunity to drive the MD because of the bad body odor the person had. Wow. So it's that important, it is that relevant, and the way we groom internally and externally will let somebody say that I want you, Eunice, to be on my personal board of directors. It's because I love the way you present.
Okay.
And then but if the person say, oh, what about this person? This one, my board will not go anywhere. You want people who would add value to you. Therefore, add value to yourself and present yourself so well that people will clamor to have you next to them.
Thank you very, very much. So could we let our viewers understand what it is that, maybe a tip of what will be coming onto our show? We have a footage. I'd like them to see one of the issues that will be discussed, and if we can link to that footage before you come in, that will be very, very nice. So John, can we do that?
Their strictness and their specificness, if I can put it that way. If there's another word, somebody should send it to specificity. Specificity has allowed me to be who I am today, maintain the standard. I've fallen a few times, I have to be honest, but I always remember that upbringing, and it, straightens my spine. And honesty, humility, but all of it nicely engulfed in beautiful pride is what my parents have taught me to have and to be.
Very much, and that was Anita Erskine, and you see how they were talking about the specificity. Yes, when we say it's in fun-filled ways, you just understand that it's something that you just need to relax and enjoy. Okay, so Auntie Comfort, so I've seen the fun part of it. What else are we going to be talking about, on the shows that will be coming, afterwards?
Definitely, I like fun. I like enjoying life. My personal mantra is enjoy life. It doesn't matter whether things are good or things are not good. You need to enjoy life. So anything that I do, I have to enjoy it. And therefore, when we're doing this hangout, I said a hangout is not a formal thing. A hangout is a conversation among friends. When you are talking to your friend, you don't say, and it is imperative that based on the macroeconomics of the country, we need to ensure that, no, you don't do that. When you're hanging out, you just have a ball. You have a ball, you enjoy yourself. So that is what we intend to do. That in our program, people come on board, give us nuggets of wisdom, whether it is up. So in this case, this was it wasn't just a personality-based interview. It was also one that looked at how she has been able to navigate the space between moving from being what do you call it, a person on TV and radio, to now having her own brand and now pivoting into acting. What were the guiding steps? What were those things that enabled her do it? And so learning from her, that one of the key things was sitting down and saying that, where am I going? So that is the dreaming or the visioning part. And then looking for opportunities that came her way. Those are the things that we tease out during these conversations. And part of the conversations, you, the listener or the viewer, has an opportunity to be part of it. So you send us your questions, you send us your information that you would like us to find out, and then we ask them. Without you, there's nothing. And then based on what we come up with, we are able to help each other grow. Can you imagine if a young person who wants to see how he or she can build a house, and we bring in a construction engineer or an architect, the architect tells them, well, presently, these are some of the ways you should follow. Yes, you are just out of school, but have you thought that if you get your blocks down, nobody will come and throw the blocks away? Mm-hmm. So just start with just the blocks.
Okay, amazing. I can't believe that 1 hour is up already. But I have some comments here that have been pushing and pushing. They've been pushing that we have to read their comments. Promise Fiajiboy, he said, good evening. It's good to hear African women's voices. I am watching you live from Ashaiman, Lebanon. Okay, thank you, Promise. I see Mami Labi say, I'm watching you from KNUST. Mrs. Tornyi, I'm learning so much. Thank you so much. And I'm also seeing so many other people who are sending their waves. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ekua Dansua, thank you so much for the fire. I see what you're sending. We're really grateful to you all for joining in the show. And we look forward to having Comfort Ocran start the first broadcast on 25th April. That's this Sunday at exactly 5 p.m. So you do not have to miss this. A big thank you to all our sponsors. Fariwa Styles, thank you. Woz Hair, Liz's Tomato Mix, Chana Sheto, thank you so much for always supporting us. And you out there, if you want to be part of this show as a sponsor, do give us a call and we would work you through the processes. So do enjoy the rest of our interesting lineup for you. The repeat broadcast is going to be showing on Saturday at 12 noon. Bye-bye.